Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
That's what I tell them. I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. How to code, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles. Go take care of your business. Success Chronicles. It's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode, a hangout and highlight session with my good friend Lisa Jeffs, amazing lady doing some great things. And I'm truly grateful to have her on. And I just wanted to highlight her and all of the amazing things that she has. So, Lisa, thanks so much for taking the time to hang out on the Success Chronicles.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Yes. I'm excited to have you on. But what I want to do is just, first off, just give you an opportunity to talk to the audience and tell them, a little bit about who you are and kind of talk about your journey and what it is you do.
Sure. So I'm a coach, and I primarily now work with entrepreneurs and business owners. But my journey started, I guess you can say, in the helping field, way back when I was a child and youth worker in the school board. So I worked with at-risk youth, which let me know if you can, you froze for a second there. So I worked with at-risk youth in the school board. And the reason I got into that, as many of us do, who are in the helping world, was, I went through a lot of challenges in my teens and in my childhood. And there was always that one person who I remember who made a difference. Like that one guy, he was actually my attendance officer. So I was like chronic skipper and didn't get a lot of support from the teachers or the principals. In fact, they're like, "Hey, Lisa, you got to get out of this school and you got to go to a new school." And so they appointed me an attendance officer, and he didn't do a lot, but the one thing that he did do was truly listen to what I wanted, what I needed. And then he went out of his way to find that placement for me, that school that really was that school that I needed to be in. And it was just him believing in me that left such an impact on me. I'm like, I want to get into that same world of really showing people that may have had some struggles, that may have had some challenges in their earlier times, that a lot of times what I see is all it takes is that one person to believe in you and be like, no, you can do this.
Yes.
Like, this is possible for you. In fact, not only is this possible, but really anything is possible. You can put that light bulb in people and just shift them into gear. So that's really what I do now with a lot of the entrepreneurs and the business owners that I work with. A lot of what I structure my programs around is helping them with self-sabotage. And at the root of the self-sabotage is just that lack of belief and that feeling of not being worthy enough for what you want to go for. And that's where we are now in my business and what I'm really focusing in on.
Awesome. Well, talk a little bit more about the self-sabotage piece. I know you mentioned that. Kind of break down what that is for me, if you don't mind.
Sure. So what I started to notice in my business, the people that were coming to me, there was a theme happening. So a lot of them had either gotten to a point in the business and they were just like, I just keep finding myself back at square one. Like I make a little bit of progress and then I'm back at square one. I make a little progress and then I'm back to square one. Or they're just not taking action. They're like, I've been wanting to do this for so long. It's 2 years. I keep saying I'm going to do it and I'm not doing it. And what happened to me in a period in my business was I actually hit a wall. It was during a time where I was facing a really big expansion, which meant that I was going to be seen by a lot more people. And I completely shrank down. And I was like, it was my own self-sabotaging pattern. I was right there and I was like, no, we're staying back here. And it was through working through my own, I had to kind of like I have a good awareness, right? Because I'm doing this a long time. But it was really about me finding, okay, what is a system that's going to work for me to get through this self-sabotage? Because I did a lot of studying. I looked online. I did a lot of work with people, but no one was really getting to that root of the problem.
Root. Yeah.
Right. It was a lot of surface level stuff.
Yeah.
Well, let's just look at the procrastination. Well, let's just look at the I'm like, okay, but that's just like Band-Aid on a problem that is much deeper rooted in a fear. And for me, it was fear of judgment. So when I work with individuals with self-sabotage and we look at the pattern, so with entrepreneurs, a lot of times it's procrastination, it's lack of clarity, it's overthinking, it's doubting themselves and just kind of staying in that, like I call it like the hamster wheel going nowhere. When we can really get to the root of it, that's what we find. We find fear of judgment, fear of success, fear of failure. And we can go deeper down that rabbit hole and really get clear, but that's where it stems from. So for me, I'm really passionate and focused on helping people get over the self-sabotage without the Band-Aids, because the Band-Aids, like people just, it's like treating the symptom over and over and over and over again. It's expensive, time expensive, money expensive. Let's get to the root so you can just clear and start moving forward and making momentum. Because once you're in momentum stage, then you're in a really good place.
I love it. I love it. Well, what I want to do now is, kind of based off of kind of what your background is, your experiences, there's some things that I've come up with that I'd like to just shoot maybe 3, 4, maybe words or phrases at you. And you just talk about what comes to mind or heart when you hear these. You good with that? Yep.
Let's see what comes through.
All right. So the first one is living and learning.
Living and learning. Okay, what comes through for living and learning is really looking at the failures as a learning experience and really seeing them as just part of the process. Like they're literally part of moving forward. So when you can depersonalize a failure, and I like to call failure just data. It's just information. It's okay, that didn't work. What do I need to take from this to tweak, to improve, to do better, to let go of, to then move on to my journey? It makes moving forward so much easier. So really just living and learning from the failures and just seeing it as part of the process.
I love that. Failures as data. That's a good concept. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. The next one I want to give you is formula for success.
Formula for success. Well, I would say formula for success. The number one is you got to believe. You gotta believe that it is possible for you to reach where you want to go, or you will literally sabotage that progress. And if you don't fully believe, then work on those beliefs. Find someone who believes in you and you can lean on their belief in you. And then do some work, like read books on beliefs. What does it mean to instill a new belief? What's the process? What's the framework of actually creating new beliefs for yourself? Finding people who have done what you want to do, that you resonate with, and studying their story. What did they do? Where did they start from? What are the things that are important to them? And I think one of the biggest formulas for success is cutting out all the things that are not important. Because really, and I work with a lot of business or entrepreneurs, it's usually a cluttered mess. We're doing way too much of a whole lot of stuff.
And it's not making any progress.
It's not making any progress. The focus is scattered. Like if and one of the challenging thing is because we're so creative. So we have so many things going on. We want to do this, that, and the other thing. But if we were just to focus, like laser focus in on something and give it 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and get better and better and better at that one thing, that's your formula for success.
So true. I think it's so true. And I think that leads into the next thing that I'm gonna want to throw out to you too, which is, and it's a formula, and it's less equals more.
Yes. Yeah.
So
exactly.
So hit on that, because really it's just an expansion of what we talked about.
Yeah, exactly. So less equals more. So this is a really this is an important one, because this is one where when I'm working with, let's say, entrepreneurs who are more mindy, so they're very intellectual, they're very in that world. It's so challenging, and I resonate with that because I can get very heady with stuff. It's really challenging to simplify, because there's a belief of, if it's too simple, it's either not going to work, it's not going to be good enough. And I need to like put all these things in. I need to overcomplicate it. It needs to be really, and first of all, that doesn't typically work well in the marketplace. It confuses people. Right. It's really hard to manage because there's all these different pieces. It's all that less is more. Simplify the process almost to the point where you're like, this is too simple. It can't be this simple. Right. If you're saying that to yourself, yeah, you're probably in a good space. If you're like, can't be really that simple. No, it can. Stick with that and see how that works.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, so here's the last one I'm going to give you, and man, it's all been some great nuggets, some hot nuggets so far. But the last one I want to give you, I'm going to pause a little bit because I think that this is the good one, Lisa Jeffs. This is the good one.
Okay.
All right. So the last one is legacy.
Legacy. Interesting. You know, this is a really interesting one. So legacy is something that, again, in the entrepreneur world, so I'm looking at entrepreneurs, and legacy is something that's talked about a lot. Like, I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave a legacy. And I've always played around with legacy. Is that, because a lot of times we adopt beliefs, other people's beliefs. And you got to get to a point where you ask yourself, is this actually important to me? Is this something where I want to focus on, I want to put my energy towards? Is this a value that's important to me personally or to anyone? And I gotta be honest, it always comes back to it's not that important to me. Like, it's not that important to me to leave a legacy. It's important to me to make a difference now, for people to be impacted now, in the present moment. Regardless if they remember me or remember my message or remember anything specific to me, when I'm gone. I want to share my energy, make a difference in a youth's life, make a difference in a person's life, make an impact to where they believe in themselves. And if legacy is important to them, it's their top value, then they actually go out and make a legacy. I'm not saying I don't want people to remember me, when I'm gone, but it's not that important to me, to be honest. What's more important to me is right here, right now. I'm living in the present moment, and I'm impacting people right here. I'm getting that like real-time feedback that what I'm doing is helping, if that makes sense.
Oh, it makes lots of sense. And I like to say it as, yes, leave a legacy, but more so live a legacy by my day-to-day actions. And I think that when we can do that, it ensures that we are intentional about what we're doing each moment of each day. I think it allows our passion to come alive. I think it allows us to be in the moment and maximize the moments, because I think magic moments make magic memories.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think we're saying something similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Yeah,
Well,
moment to moment.
yeah. Well, in closing, I'd love for you to have an opportunity to share with the audience where they can, go follow you and check you out and show you some love with all of the amazing stuff that you have going on.
Yeah, great. So if anyone would like to follow me and communicate with me, there's always my website, which is www.lisajeffs. That's JEFFS. A lot of people cut off the S, .com. Or it's Lisa_Jeffs in my Instagram, which is where I am the most present. But I'm also starting a TikTok where I show up and you can come say hi and holler at me there. And it's Lisa_Jeffs.
Awesome. Well, again, I just want to say thanks so much for taking the time to hang out with me, do the Hangout and Highlight session on the Success Chronicles. And I truly appreciate it. And I wish you continued success.
Yeah, I appreciate you too. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right. And thank you guys for checking out this session. We'll see you next time. God bless. Go get it.